Your dream RV is at America's largest RV show. With 1,500 RVs, you can shop, compare, and get a great price on your new RV. America's largest RV show, September 10th through 14th in Hershey, PA. Visit largestrvshow.com.
Hi again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of RV Business Capital Talk, sponsored by Eric Sell. I'm Rick Kessler, Sherman Goldenberg with me as always, and we're from RV Business. And joining the two of us, we have Heather Leach. Heather is the Executive Director of the Pennsylvania RV and Camping Association, which, and the countdown has begun, I'm sure. We're only, 50-some days away from America's largest RV show, September 10 through 14, Giant Center, Hershey, Pennsylvania.
That was good.
Your title?
I'm the Executive Director.
And you've been doing this, I was curious, how
Oh
long?
my. So I've been with PRVCA for 19 years,
Wow.
which is, I know. It's hard for me to believe. And I've been in the Executive Director position since 2015.
Okay.
10 years.
Okay.
Congratulations.
I know.
You
Crazy.
You get a
And-
Casio or a Timex, or what do you get?
I think I get the joy of coming back to work tomorrow is what I get.
Well, very good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wait, crazy times, pardon me, Rick, crazy times. And we all know that. But, as your organization, your state association leans into the next Hershey show,
hmm
which is scheduled for September, help me?
10th through the 14th.
How do things look from a distance now?
Actually really well. We're sold out of manufacturer space. We're sold out of booth vendor space. Our seminars are filled. We just started for our education day for the industry portion. That just started opening up in June. So, we're getting people signing up for those education events. Our sponsorships and everything are very good this year. Sometimes that's a way of noting of how well that's selling, but that's even going very well. So we're feeling very positive about how the show's going to unfold this year for sure.
Yeah, fairly or not, Hershey Show is also seen as one of those barometers for the industry. And, all eyes are on Hershey yet again.
Yeah, I know. And our ticket sales are going very well. Like I can kind of compare where we were this year to last year. And I'm going to say slightly ahead of where we were last year, but we're talking about a couple hundred people. They really pick up in August. So I don't know if that's an indicator of anything or not, but I'll take it. That's better than that, less than last year. So yeah, that's, I think, a good indicator anyway that people are still interested in coming out and seeing these RVs and shopping. So I think that's probably a good sign too.
When you take Louisville, a trade show, mind you, in this we're talking about a retail show, but still key U.S. shows, the numbers gotten pretty small, and Hershey, of course, is one of them. But bearing up well in what winds up being a fairly unusual marketplace.
Yeah, absolutely. I think no one really knew what to expect with it, with everything that's going on. But yeah, there really didn't seem, at least on our end, I don't know what the conversations were like, behind the scenes, but on our end, seemed to be no hesitation from exhibitors. I know there are some booth vendors that would have been, that are a little smaller, that maybe had a little more reservations about committing to something, in January for an event in September. So there was kind of that end of it, but we're sold out, and Daniel has a wait list if any, so if anything becomes available, we'll be able to fill it pretty quickly. But yeah, it's been kind of remarkable that we didn't really notice any kind of, hesitancy.
Well, that's a credit to you and your staff for putting on a show. And we might want to point out this year will be the 56th annual America's largest RV show, which of course we all call the Hershey Show.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing.
I'm tempted to ask Sherman about the very first one, but that would be, low hanging fruit. So we won't do that.
No comment.
One of the biggest changes, and I know I asked you about this last year too, but um, the influencers that
Yes.
you've invited to bring in and you're giving them a
Mhm.
platform, um, that's not going to go away, is it?
I don't think so. I think last year, I mean, was it was kind of incredible, especially if you were walking around on the Tuesday of Industry Day, of how many people are, go and you're like, what are they doing? You're like, oh, that's the influencer. So it was amazing to see how many people were out there during the Industry Day, kind of getting material for their website and
Right.
podcast and all that stuff. And we do have this year we actually have we have an influencer tent set up. So that'll be at our West Ticket Gate. Um, so that people can come and do meet and greets. There's a schedule on our website for people to check out to see who's coming. So that's nice that, if you do follow someone, you might get a chance to come out and say hi to them. And yeah. And I think they do a lot of meet and greets as when they're out and about walking the show too. So, but yeah, it's fascinating.
And as far as the dealers who will be on hand, any changes there, or a lot of the familiar faces still?
It's a lot of the familiar faces. We do have three new manufacturers in the show this year. We have it's Lancaster Log Cabin, so they're a
Yeah,
park model manufacturer out of PA. So it's nice
right,
to have another
right.
PA manufacturer in the show. Croft Industries is back. It's been a while, but they have returned, and we just added Outside RV.
Oh,
So
beautiful.
they're new this year. So we're super excited to have all them. So the park models, we used to have what you call a park model village, and then it kind of shrank, but we're kind of building that back up. So that's also out by our West Ticket Gate. So we thought that's a good draw for the people in that area with our influencers, and we have our some the new park model manufacturers out there. Another thing, this year we are adding some like roaming entertainment that we have
Oh,
never done. So we'll see how that goes over. So you might see a roaming band as you're, walking around. So that was something too that you will be able to see that's a little new this year and add a
nice.
little family fun.
Very
Are
nice. Yeah.
you in any of those bands?
Oh yeah, you'll be able to see me. No, no, no one would want me there. No, that's for sure. I'm best in the show office.
The basic the basic layout of the show similar?
Yeah, it's very similar. We were able to go a little bit more into the west parking lot with our park model village and the influencer tent. So that has grown a little bit. There's not a lot of we're not allowed to give up too much parking space, so I don't know how much further they'll let us stretch. And there's going to be a food court out there as well. So that's
Oh,
kind of
good.
new to help kind of, in that western section of the show to get some more food options and everything. So we're hoping that makes some foot traffic down in that area.
Good
Uh,
idea. Heather, I'm surprised you've been able to find space to add all of these things because every time I've been there, every single square foot seems to be occupied by something.
It is pretty, yes, that's absolutely correct. And and actually manufacturers this year, there's still manufacturers asking for additional space, which we just didn't have. Really, the only reason we were allowed to go into the western lot a little bit is because we were adding a food court, which the Giant Center has kind of been after a location to add more food options. So I said, well, we'll do it if I can put my park models out there a little bit. So we kind of
Good.
they gave a little bit on that, so we gained a little bit, and I think it's a plus for the consumers coming into with being more options for them to eat and can spread that out a little bit throughout the
Yeah,
show.
good. It sounds like things with the Giant Center are back on firm footing.
Yep, yeah, they've been good partners, and we have a meeting coming up next week to work out all the last minute details.
um, in general, has your association been doing well? You got anything worth relating about internals?
Yeah, we recently just hired a new team member. So we welcomed Jenna. She's our new communications specialist. So she's helping out on our marketing team. So it's nice to have some fresh eyes brought in. She's pretty excited about experiencing her first show. So that's kind of exciting. And of course, we'll start gearing up for our education programming starting in the fall. We did have our first RVTI level 2 training this year, so we were excited about that. We're planning on making that a yearly occurrence. Um, Last year we purchased our training RV, so that's been on
Yeah.
the road for the year. So that'll be at the show too, so anyone can stop by and kind of check it out. Um, and it gives the opportunity for dealers to kind of do a 4 hour or 8 hour refresher course that we bring it right to the dealership and get the training for them. So that's exciting. And then, we're just working on our regular fall and winter member training. So that still needs to be solidified. So I don't have any concrete details on any of that coming up yet. But yeah. Oh, and we did do our first. I'm going to call it a podcast. I'm not sure what technically makes what a podcast at this point. But our education director we're trying this like 3 questions with PRVCA, and we just recorded our first one. I'm not exactly sure when it's going to be airing. We kind of want to get a couple under our belt so we have some to release on a regular basis. But so hopefully that will be coming later this year too.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Looking forward to that.
yeah,
Um,
Wait,
got to ask you a quick question if I could, Heather.
yeah.
It's our typical, state of the market, but the question to you really is what are you hearing from your members? What are they telling you out on the street? How's business doing?
I definitely think it's been a little slower this summer. I don't think it was anything out of the norm, out of what they were expecting. So I think
Sure.
everyone had been kind of planning for this. So I don't think has been like a year of, record sales or anything like that. And I know as the summer kind of goes on, it gets a little slower, especially kind of closer to the Hershey show. But I, for the most part, I've been hearing that it's been fairly steady, no records being broken, but it's kind of what they were planning for.
Okay.
So,
Okay. I interrupted you, Sherm. Go ahead.
well, no, I was just thinking we ought to leave the poor girl alone. And I think we've asked her enough questions. Um, Anything, Heather, you'd like to add that we haven't asked you?
I don't think so. I mean, we're just looking forward to another great event, and we'll keep our fingers crossed that the weather is beautiful that week. That'll be the only thing left to take care of. So, you know,
It's funny
fingers
you say
crossed.
that because I was going to bring up a bad subject, and that was remember the hurricane that ran up the coast, and that was
Yeah,
fun that
that
year.
was
And
in 2011, and I know that year because I was on maternity leave during that time. My first day back was the first day of the show. So I was really out of the loop as to what was going on. But my husband always does setup. He drives forklift for setup. So he would come home every day and I'd be like, "What's it? What's going on? Or what's it?" So I would get my intel uh from him. But yeah, we're gonna hope that that's a story that we can just laugh about far in the past and not have to worry about that in the future.
and we're not even going to talk about the invasion of and I'm not going to get it right, the spotted lantern flies.
Oh, I know. Yeah, la I think it's a little better.
Good.
Like I hate to say it, but I feel like it's last year was better than the year before, and I haven't seen any yet.
Ooh,
So
knock on wood.
I know, right? Yeah.
Well, Heather, thank you so much for your time. Looking forward to getting out to Hershey in September and seeing you.
All right, we'll be there. We're looking forward to having you.
We appreciate the heck out of it.
Oh, no, thank you. I appreciate you guys reaching out and continuing to have the conversation with me. So I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
You take care.
Thank you. You too.